Landlords Log, 6th of October 2011. It's been quite an interesting week for property maintenance this week. We've had blocked toilets, a leaking toilet, we've also had some broken window catches. In fact, I've got a list of jobs to keep my contractors going as long as you're on this week. So it's really important for landlords to budget for these things. You know, it's going to happen. We've all owned properties, and we know from our own houses that we need to do maintenance from time to time. I put a budget aside of about £70 per month per property. I'm not sure what you do. Perhaps you could leave your comments below in the YouTube video, or if you're watching this on Property 118 in the comments section. I want to talk about property refurbishment and maintenance this week. I had a Twitter conversation earlier on in the week with a lady called Tracy Kellett. If you want to follow her on Twitter, she's a really good engager on Twitter. Her Twitter handle is @buyersagent. And we were having a conversation about carpets of all things and discussing the colour and the type. And my advice was to go for a felt-backed, bleach-cleanable polypropylene. I've recently switched. I used to use either gold or a beige colour, but in the last couple of years I've been using a darker colour called cappuccino. If you want to have a look at what it looks like, there's a really good example on my brother's website. It also shows a refurbishment project on a property that got trashed a couple of years ago. It's one where I'd let it to some Eastern European tenants, and they were great, but didn't really understand the rules. So when they went back home to their own country, they decided that without letting me know, that they'd let some of their friends take over the tenancy, and their friends were nowhere near as good tenants. It was a beautiful 4-bedroom detached house, and they decided to paint the walls in gloss paint, green and purple. So you can see all that on my brother's website. So you can see how the property got trashed, but more importantly, you can see what those felt-backed, bleach-cleanable polypropylene carpets look like in a cappuccino colour. You'll find those on my brother's website, which is themodernizer.com. Moderniser's spelt with a Z, by the way, so modernizer.com. So yeah, please take a look at that, and you'll see what a trash property looks like before and after one of our refurbishment projects. Anyhow, if you've got any tenants from health stories, or you're doing any refurbishments, I'd love to hear from you. So please leave a comment. Maybe I can feature you on one of my blogs in property118.com too. And going back to the budgeting side of things, it's really useful to have a calculator just to work out the viability of your property portfolio. And I developed one that I now make publicly available free of charge. It's on my website, property118.com. Just go to the number crunchers section, and if you're buying a property or you want to analyse your portfolio and look at all the returns, with taking into account all of the costs that you're likely to come across, that's a great little budgeting tool that I use for myself, and hundreds of other landlords have used that too, and there's some wonderful testimonials for me. So please do take a look at that, property118.com, and go to the number crunchers section. As I said, that's completely free too. Thanks for joining me, and my message, as always, to all landlords: live long and prosper.